Hey guys, welcome back to another Bums Blitz video. I am your host, The Bum. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do that. Click the little red button down below. While you're there, click the thumbs up. You know the video is going to be good, so why not save some time and just get it out of the way? Anyways, this video, we're going to be talking about some panic players or some players I think you need to sit through and just wait on. Got a couple guys I want to talk to, so let's get right to the list right now. Let's clarify one thing first before we start this list. I want to talk about what a panic player means to me, because I know if I say a dude has to be panic, you're panicking on him, I'm going to get a ton of questions saying, oh, well, you need to sit him, you need to trade him away as quick as possible. That's not what I really mean. It means basically for me that yes, I would suggest trading him, but in a good trade. You don't need to trade him for no profit or anything like that. Get the value you can. Don't just sell him for some dude. It's just because you just need to get rid of him. So that's one thing. The other thing is, it doesn't mean to sit him for some guy you picked off of waiver wires the previous week. So, picking up Sanu and dropping this guy or that's just an example, but basically just being smart about it. If you have a player that I'm talking about on this list and he's a panic, it's either, try to trade, get some value, or if you have someone that is a legitimate player, maybe like your third guy on the bench, and who has a favorable matchup, then maybe it might be favorable or in your best interest to sit him. So take it like that. That's what I mean. I'm going to talk about these players. Don't just panic and although panic, but take it and figure out what you need to do with the player. Don't overreact. All right, so enough about that. The first player I want to talk about is AP. Got a lot of questions about him, especially since I drafted him so much. He is a play for me, okay? So last year he started off the season rough. It was the first game or two, barely did anything. He doesn't play in the preseason, doesn't have a ton of work. This is basically his preseason. He is getting older, but I think that just means it's going to take him a little bit more time to warm up. I'm not worried. People always load the box against him. They always have. It's going to happen. Every now and then, bad game. Okay, so wait on him. I believe he's going to be just fine. The next person I want to talk about is Devonta Freeman. I am a Falcons fan. I've talked about Freeman, so many times in these videos, but I just gotta stress that I do not believe that he is going to repeat anything that he did last year. Last year, in the beginning of the season, the first half of the season, he was historic. He broke records. He did things that people have done but never repeated. So that's what's kind of going on here. He did such a great job in the beginning that there's just no way to follow it. So really, right now, what we're seeing is his true potential. And you're seeing a guy like Coleman, taking advantage of that, because really Devonta, he's a good player, but I don't believe he's an every down back. I don't think he's big enough to do it. And the skill set, Coleman just has more of a skill set that you want in an every down back. I do believe that Coleman at some point takes his job over, whether it's later on this year or next year. But I definitely believe that the 50-50 split is on already, and if you picked him early, then I don't know, you might need to do something to get value out of that pick, because unless Coleman starts fumbling or God forbid gets hurt, then you're going to see Coleman involved in the game a lot more often. So definitely be panicked on Freeman. Next person I want to talk about is Coby Fleener. This is a guy that a lot of people liked during the drafts. They picked him kind of high. I never really got it. I guess it was because I always held this belief that he wasn't a smart football player, and that's something I heard years ago when he was in Indy. He just wasn't the type of player that you could put in on the field, play after play, because in certain plays he has to make a specific type of blocks or be in the right place, and he just couldn't do it. That's why Dwayne Allen always got so much play in that offense. It wasn't because he was a better tight end. Fleener is a better athlete, but Dwayne Allen was able to make the smart plays, and that was the knock on him in Indy. And it's going over now into the Saints, or with the Saints playbook, already saying that he can't really grasp the playbook that well. He's not meshing with Brees. It showed last game. And I think that it will continue to show. He will have good games because he is an athlete. And of course, he has one of the best quarterbacks in the league throwing to him. So he's bound to have a good game. I mean, freaking Ted Ginn has crazy games and he's awful. But that's besides the point. He's a guy that I'd tried to, hopefully he has a good week this week. You could sell him off because I don't really know how much you're going to be getting for a tight end, especially with, the pool being, the way it is, where there's so many guys that could be that guy. So hopefully you could get something from him. Hopefully he scores this week and maybe think about trading him. Next person, Gary Barnidge. He gave you a big fat 0. He gave me a big fat 0 this week, but the good thing is RG3 got hurt. No, that's not the good thing. We don't want injuries. We just want favorable matchups. And really, with Josh McCown, Barnidge is one of the best tight ends in the league. And that's statistically proven. He was one of the top 3 tight ends in the league when in the game with Josh McCown. So that's something to look forward to. If you have him on your team, don't panic just yet. Wait this week. See what he does. And I do believe that he's going to start put up some points for you, especially now with his quarterback back under center. Next person we're going to talk about is Russell Wilson. The injury hurt him. I've had people tell me, do I sit him for Andy Dalton or him for, I think I got Dak too. I don't even know, but what I'm telling you is he's healthy right now. I mean, obviously he has a sprained ankle, but from all, everything I heard on ESPN and from him, he's brought out his own personal trainer and his athletic guys, and they've got it down to the point where it's not even swelled up right now. He feels good. He's going to go this week. Yes, he can always tweak it. He may not run as much. I don't know, but he's been doing a lot through the air, so I don't know if it will affect him all that much. My point is, you picked him at a certain point in these drafts. He's probably, top 4 quarterback. Treat him that way. Don't panic just yet. Play him this week. He has a good matchup, and I bet you he'll score some points for you. The next person I'm going to talk about is Sammy Watkins. He already played his second week game, but I'm telling you to panic right now because that ankle, it really doesn't look good. He's coming out of games. He's limping around. You could see him obviously frustrated, and he's really nothing without that speed. And it just doesn't look like he has it. I would be panicking. Try to sell him as fast as you possibly can. Next dude, actually, you know what? I have a bonus player. I'm just reading that on my little list right here. A bonus player. Now, this player right now is not someone I'm telling you to sit, especially right now. But this is a player that I want you to focus on for the next couple of weeks. It's a big player. It's someone you need to watch because he has the potential to really gain a lot of stock, but then really crumble. And that is Drew Brees. Now, I know he had a great game last week. He's a great quarterback, but after week 6 or during week 6, he has a crazy schedule. I'm just going to read off some of the games that he has to play. And this is from week 6 and on. He goes Carolina, then KC at KC, Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, Carolina, LA, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Arizona, and Tampa Bay again, then following with the Falcons, which, sorry. But that's a crazy schedule, guys. I mean, Seattle, San Francisco didn't look bad. And, they were playing the Rams. I understand that. But still, their defense isn't that awful. So that might be a hard matchup. Then they got Denver, and then they got Carolina again. Then LA, supposed to have a good defense, but, if they can't play offense, then it just doesn't matter. Detroit, decent defense there. And Tampa Bay, much improved defense. And Arizona, one of the best defenses in the league. And then Tampa Bay again. And Tampa Bay always seems to be able to play the Saints pretty well. So, and they're a much better team this year than they were last year and the year before. And they were still winning games against the Saints. So watch out for Drew Brees. If you could get a good trade for him, I might do it. If you're getting a lot of pieces that you need, I might just do it. All right. Hopefully I didn't scare you guys too much. I know there's a couple players in there that you guys picked really high, but I'm sorry. I have to tell you guys. Anyways, you know that you could always reach me anytime at Bums Blitz on Twitter. My website is bumsblitz.com. You can find me on Facebook at Bums Blitz Fantasy Football. I make it real easy for you. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Click the little red button down below. If you haven't already, Also, click the thumbs up. We need to get to 30 likes, 30 thumbs up, because we've never done that before, and I really would like to do that. So 30 thumbs up, and maybe I'll do a bonus video. Anyways, remember, on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, I will be live on YouTube talking football right before the games. Get your questions in. If you don't have the time to do that, remember Facebook and Twitter and the website. Anyways, that's it. I will talk to you later.